Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Thursday night live stream. So, now that I'm done fighting with YouTube, because I literally had to regenerate my stream key over there several different times, like, oh my god. It was not wanting to connect to the right stream. We can kind of get started here. We're jumping into Star Citizen, but like we're not. And I've already set the ground rules. Some of the others that like to join in for Star Citizen. We're going for more of a chilled night, small group. Like Shock's joining me. We're going out to scrape ships, kind of chill, shoot the shit, chill vibes. Like Queen might join us later. Like it's the kind of night that you just kind of chill, have some laughs, and vibe, right? It's nice that we can do that with one game like this. And, yeah. Let's kind of get into it because, well, it looks like Shock's like is pretty much here.
I am here.
With his itty bitty vulture.
Vulture?
Vulture? I'm pretty sure.
Almost went southern there for a second.
I'm pretty sure the fracturing arm of the Reclaimer is bigger than the whole your whole ship.
Probably.
Like, baby starting scraping ship.
Your lights are like God. It's like looking at God. There we go. Now we can see. Let's see. Oh, that's too close. That's too close. Almost. A little bit bigger. Alright. I'm gonna depower this. Someone can have a free vulture if they so desire.
With a paint job.
With a paint job. A fancy one, too.
I mean, it's a work ship. Does it need to look fancy?
Well, I mean, if you look at the paint job, it's literally like graffiti art. It's like goo. It's like they've put...
Someone gooed on your ship.
Yeah, I gooed on in my... Well, I shouldn't.
Aww. Aww.
Since when did you have PDCs? I guess I am intentionally changing the subject. Did they add PDCs to Reclaimer, or has it always had PDCs?
You realize I use this as a ship to go scavenging. I really don't look at the outline of it. I don't even think I've really gotten ever into battle with it.
I don't want to go down this ladder, please, game. Thank you.
Crimes. I booped your ship and I've now got a level 1 crime stat.
Do you really?
Yes. Oh,
Rex.
that's fine. Here we go.
I turned it off, so in theory, you should be able to break that ship if you really wanted to.
I mean, we're in the Armister zone. Like, it's...
Oh, right. No scraping allowed. I'm pressing the button for the elevator, and it's not coming.
It takes a minute.
No, like, it's not even moving.
You know where the ladder is,
Just
right?
to jump down the shaft. Yeah, I'll go.
What is it with you jumping off, like, down shafts?
Oh! Why would you do this to me? Okay.
By the
It
way,
was just like, we're not gonna grab onto the ladder. You're just gonna fall.
Yeah, because we jumped into Quantum right then and there.
Ah, I see. I see. Very nice.
What? That is not where the scraping arms are.
I'm trying to find the... Where's the button to... This thing has, like, no standards. If someone was like, yeah, it has a gold standard pass, I'd be like, no, sir, it has no standards.
I don't think anyone is trying to sell the Reclaimer. That is
I can shoot the gun, but I can't.
I was gonna say, you're shooting the guns down.
But I can't. Alright, the scanning station, remote turret.
Have they broke the turrets that badly?
Yes.
Brain
There
make
is no
people
button
smart.
to enter them. So you are literally just... It's acting like it's like a man turret almost, but I don't even have that much information on it. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, I was gonna sit on one of those for safety, but it was screw me.
No, you sit on one of the arm. Chuck, that's the fracturing arm.
Yeah, we're gonna fracture things.
No.
You fracture it, and then you scrape it. Right? That's how it works.
Get in the arm seat with scraping seats.
I've never done this before. I don't know how it works. You're gonna have to teach me.
I am gonna shoot you yet.
Please have a... Okay, there we go. Brawler? I don't know how the brawler works.
Oh, are we just slightly out of range? We're just out.
We are, indeed. Wait, actually, don't do anything. Don't do anything. I wanna...
No, it's too far for even the tractor beam.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But here's the thing.
Take us forward!
Looking at it from the cockpit, we don't look that far.
Oh, I know. Well, the arms are way behind the thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that is a massive...
Do you see what I mean?
Like, it doesn't seem bigger than the vultures, but that's because the scale is completely different.
So much.
We already have we already have 2 SCUs. Yep, okay, yeah, this is definitely the strat. Especially because this is timed, so we can do it faster with this as well.
Oh, I can solo these. And still have plenty of time left over.
Well, you never know what'll come up to slow you down. Sometimes these do actually spawn enemies that you have to fight in the middle of it.
And then if it does, I just dip and write it off.
Can't write off business expenses.
You realize all my losses. Well, A, what am I losing? Because these I don't have to pay for the rights for. And B, with some of them with cargo, you realize how much extra I make from those, right?
I will warn you now, I am not going through the trouble of trying to unload cargo from all of these things.
Oh god, no. That's why I'm doing these ones, is because I know they don't tend to have cargo. You don't bring a reclaimer if you're after the cargo.
You should be able to, honestly, but yeah. The Reclaimer, it doesn't just need a rework, it needs a rebuild, because they need to take out the massive internal section that is no longer a thing that's going to be added to the game. And they need to give it a single, not multiple, a single massive cargo bay. With, like, and the entire cargo bay needs to drop down. Like, it needs to all be one lift.
Honestly, and I hate to say it, because I know people have swiped the card for it, and it's probably why they don't want to do it. The Reclaimer needs to get sunsetted, and something take its place. It's
Well-
too far gone to be saved, in my opinion. It would be
Well,
quicker
yeah, it
for
just
them
needs a
to
massive-
just start from scratch on its idea.
That just needs a massive redesign. But yeah, I think you're right in terms of the value. The issue they're going to come across is that what that's going to look like to someone that's paid for the ship is that they've sold them a product and now they're unwilling to make that product actually work, and they're trying to sell you a new product.
Because guess what?
Which is pretty.
This is about a
It wouldn't-
$600 ship if I wanted to swipe the card.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, I don't care a whole lot or much about the people that bought ships before they were even functional. It's like someone selling you a car that doesn't exist yet and being like, "Oh yeah, eventually we'll have a car here, but until then you can look at this NFT."
Yes, but
Like,
at
I
the
get
same
why people
time,
do it,
Shock,
but
look at people like myself who started with a basic package, found something they really enjoyed, and then swiped the card to invest in it so they could keep doing it after ship resets.
well, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about specifically like the people that went and bought the Polaris before the Polaris was in game, kind of thing.
Well,
Or
yeah,
it's like you don't even know that the game will still exist by the time that they get around to finishing.
yes, 100%.
It's the whole
Well,
Banu Merchantman thing.
I'm arguing the side here, though, of the fact the ship is in the game. You can swipe the card and have the code of the
At
ship
least for this
and
one,
use it.
yeah, but the most basic functions are there, but there's stuff you have to fight with. Yeah.
Hey, what do you know? Playing around with my resolution and setting it back actually finally did fix the side of my HUD for the most part.
Oh, is your HUD been broken?
Uh-huh. Everything on the side there was like past where it should have been. Up at the top. But everything else on my HUD was fine. It was just like that mission section. I still hate how the timer is like over the mission.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that just... I don't know how that gets past their QA.
I'm gonna say, because like if I look closer at yours, okay, you also have it. I'm gonna say it's a thing with like just the argument of trying to troubleshoot bugs for all the different PC setups.
Right, but I mean, this is a 1920 by 1080 screen. That is like the most common screen in the world. Like, not even just like
Oh, yeah.
for gamers, just like in the world. Like, if you can't have it display right on this resolution, you've done fucked up. But I do get what you're saying.
But who's saying it doesn't work really good on, like, because Star Citizen is pushing the envelope. So who's to say they haven't focused a little more on the 4K side of things?
Yeah.
I'm literally doing this so we don't have to sit there and fiddle fart around with the last 6% because the ship.
I was gonna say I was joking about the fracturing. Although, so supposedly it does make you more money if you take it to a refinery. I don't.
So here's the funny thing. I tried doing that. I cannot get the construction components into a refinery.
Oh, okay. Well, then I won't even bother then.
So I don't know if it's maybe something you can do with the Vulture, because
Yeah.
but. And then if you really want it to be scummy for money, and I do
Scummy
not
for money.
recommend this for people, because I do say that it is an exploit and you could get banned for it, Once you fracture the ship, you can scrape it again because all the RMC is back on the ship.
Yeah. I don't know whether RSI would enforce that or not. Just because that is, like, you don't have to go out of your way to do it. It's like I would kind of put that in the same thing as, like, the infinite lux for me. Like, I don't intentionally, like, duplicate my lux to never have to refill my food. It does it every time I drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in that way, I wouldn't have an issue doing it, but I could see where you wouldn't do it just to not get kicked by RSI.
No, Tall, we're not gonna go get your space pizza.
We are not cargo runners today.
What do you think this is? Space Eats?
Uber Space Eats. That would be kind of cool if you could do, like, food delivery missions that have, like, a timer on them.
Really, Shock?
Look, imagine having to transfer shrimp from, like, freaking Area 18 all the way over to, like, Obituary and Pyro.
Would Area 18 even have shrimp?
Probably.
I feel
They
like
have
that
everything.
would be... I feel like that would be more like Microtech or something to that extent. A planet that actually has water.
I wanna... You know, the one that would probably actually have space shrimp would be Crusader. Because they have all of, like, the... But, yes, your point does still stand, but...
You're not...
Because they're the ones with the space whales.
Yeah.
Whales.
But you would be sending them from there to, say, Area 18, not the other way around.
True. Yeah, that's true. Well, but I just came up with random places for an example.
Well, your random places weren't logic.
This is the one thing I don't like about the Reclaimer, like, functionality issues aside, is that it's so freaking slow once you're out of Quantum.
Here's the thing, though. It more or less feels slow.
Well,
It does
like
travel at a fucking decent pace.
Let me look, because I feel like...
Like, you gotta think, for its size?
It's also where the Aegis of all... Aegis of all... 110 SCM. I do believe that is actually the slowest ship in the game. By at least 50 meters a second. 290 boost is not the slowest, so they've actually given it... I think they've recently buffed its boost. Nav speed... I really think the nav speed for it should be higher. The HP for it needs a massive boost compared to what other ships have right now. 8.6 quantum fuel. What is the... So it's a size 3 quantum.
There's, like, very little you can actually upgrade on this thing. It feels like... I'm gonna be real.
Oh, so the power plant is bespoke, which that's the only... I've never seen that before. Okay, yeah, the power plant is bespoke. Oh, it's because it's a size 4. Yeah, pretty much everything size 4 and up is bespoke on stuff. PDCs... It should have a size 4 quantum drive, in my opinion. I think it should, to make up for its slow nav speed, I think it should have a faster quantum.
doesn't look like we're... I feel like the cockpit just needs to be laid out a little better on it, to be honest.
The issue with a lot of the Reclaimer is just that you can tell that it was designed so long ago compared to all the other ships.
Well,
it's like the Hammerhead in that respect.
Yeah, but even the Hammerhead doesn't have that many issues. But the Reclaimer...
It doesn't have any issues, but the visual aspect of the inside is...
Yeah. But, like, so with the Reclaimer here, it's an Argus ship. That feels like a Drake.
Yeah, that is the weird thing about it. Well, and Aegis, I don't think they have any... Every single time I say that name, I say it differently. I don't think they have any other ships that are utility ships. I think all of their other ships are combat ships. So it's really weird for them to have just one...
The top and... like...
Yeah. I'd like to see a large salvage ship from Crusader. I'd be very interested to see what that design would look like.
Honestly, I feel like the different companies should have like one of each type of ship minimum.
I think that was the original intent. But if you look at the list of ships, there's certain companies that are heavily favored. Others.
Oh, but I'm not arguing or denying that a company can have a specialty. But like, look at how many car companies out there have like their main branch of vehicles they focus on, but then we'll have like a pickup truck,
a bunch of different ones.
Like, you know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is a good point. Drake, ironically, Drake is like the one company that does do that, but that's because it's Drake.
I also still love that fucking headphone holder. I should.
Yeah,
so
I do actually
off.
need a headphone stand, so I might actually make that.
Literally, I sent that to you and Rev, and Rev's just like, ooh, and I have the colors of filament, and a printer. It's like, I know. That's why you're the first one I sent it to, because I know you're also a Drake boy.
Yeah, I need to, our printer needs some, needs some TLC. I'm not really the printer guy in our family. I just have access to it.
Well, it's a good thing that website is literally someone else has made the plan. I just gotta print it.
Yeah, well, the first thing I looked for is to see if you had to buy the print.
Nope.
There's a lot of those websites where they're like, oh, you have to pay $30 to use this.
Nope, not with that site.
Wow.
That site is...
I do appreciate that. I don't have an issue with people selling prints for money. It's just obnoxious when it's like the most simple thing. It's like a cup holder, and they're trying to sell it to you. It's like, I've got a 3D printer so I can make stuff like this without having to pay for it.
Now, Maker's World is very nice in that sense, and like, my big thing is, and I might be just kind of on my own hill with this one, I will admit, but I would sooner put up a print of something and have a link for like a Patreon page or whatever to support than be like, hey, you have to pay me to do it. Because,
yeah, I think I agree.
Because the Patreon page, A, it's if you can afford it,
optional.
And B,
yeah,
if you think it's like quality is good enough.
Well, and the way to do that is to have like do a semi-commission thing where you can have it so people can send you money and request that you make a print, like you make a design for them.
Yeah, like it's.
And you can have limitations in that, where it's like, ask me first, and I'll tell you if it's something I'm willing to make you or not, and then you can charge for it, kind of thing. Otherwise, you're gonna have people asking for the most random stuff that you have no idea how to or desire to make.
And then you've got people like me who's literally like the Stream Deck mount that I was printing off the other day. That was a print I downloaded off of that site for free that I've taken their original design and just modified it more for my needs.
Yep, I've got I'm being really lazy about it, but I've got a 3D model for a synth stand that, it's for a synth I have, it's specifically for that one. But I need to modify it so it's a little bit thinner and more compact. I just haven't done it yet. There's like the perfect stand for it, but they're charging like $45 for it, which is
amounts.
Yeah. It's like I literally could do this myself. I just don't want to. Because I need the stand. I don't have a desire to sit and make it.
Figure it out. Well, then it's just like when I switch over to the printer camera. I sat there, had an empty tin from like those kind of like cookie straw things you can pick up, if that makes sense. But I had one of those tins that I just set my camera on. I was like, yeah, that's actually about the right height. And then I just kind of made a tube with a base with an inset section for the camera to actually sit in better.
Right. Yeah, I've been, I need to relearn it because I've forgotten everything I learned. But there's a 3D modeling program called Onshape. And it's very different. It's not designed for like amateur usage. They've just opened it up to that. It is specifically for product design for manufacturing. But it has some really powerful tools with that because you can build constraints into everything.
Yeah,
so you basically, it's like low-level programming where you can say this face has to be this dimension. So no matter what other dimensions I modify, this will always be that size. And it's really helpful when you need to like do prototyping and like need to constantly make slight modifications because you can just go in and change that value. You don't have to go and try to do like Autodesk stuff where you're cutting out shapes and all of that.
Yeah, I'm literally just using the software that came with my printer.
Yeah, and I mean, 3D modeling. I keep saying 3D modeling software has gotten really good. It's pretty user friendly by this point.
That's more the fact of I'm just not at the level of knowing what the fuck I'm doing enough.
Yeah.
On both sides of the fence to worry about the software of designing my own stuff. I'm still fiddling with my printer to help get my prints a little better.
Yeah, I get it working. I do think, based on what I've heard, and the issues you've talked about, what was that? Oh, the engineer. I forgot about this. I think the thing that is causing the most problems for you is the temperature changes. You really need a consistent temperature for your prints to come out right.
Here's the big thing with that is it's an Ender 3. If you look it up, it is a bed, a couple beams up for the printer head. Like, it's an open printer.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very similar to what we have. But that's what I would try. Like, and it doesn't have to be some complex thing. I would legitimately try just building like a cardboard box, that you can just set over the top of it and just like do a test print and just see if it comes out better.
Here's the funny thing. It's the only prints I have the main issues with that I do. It's been my like 17-hour, 15-hour print.
Well, but that's when the temperature changes will affect it the most. Is the longer it takes to print it, the more that ambient temperature will fluctuate, and the more that fluctuation will cause warping. It's very similar to concrete, and that someone in chat is probably cringing right now that I've said that. But in that it's not about like rapid temperature changes. It's the long-term, multi-hour changes that cause the most fluctuation.
But like also, just in the sense, kind of. Grabbed my phone, took a picture of the setup so you could just.
I was gonna say, what are you sending me?
But like,
yeah,
I don't have. There's not really space. Like when I say there's not really space, I mean there's not really space.
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah, and the cables and stuff are gonna make that hard.
And like, the shelf that sits right behind it there, literally, the spool goes up past that, and I use that shelf for storing a bunch of the stuff too. Like that's literally my microfiber cloths for cleaning my bed are up there. And
right,
shit
right,
like that.
yeah.
I keep my filament in the box behind it sealed. Because yes, I do not own a filament dryer. My filament just sits, the active roll sits on the...
Oh, I don't either. We just put it in a bin. It's in a tote.
That's more than what I do. It literally, it sits on the printer. Open.
Well, I mean, I don't know that our bin even has a lid, so... yeah. But I mean, we're also in a basement that's moderately moisture safe. We don't get too much moisture, so it's generally not an issue, but yeah.
I think I'm close enough. You see what I mean, though, by the cockpit feels so...
Yeah, it's really hard to tell. Yeah, I really think the Argomoth is going to be a huge thing. I think it's going to become the new, like, mainline...
Has my fucking pips gone all over the place again?
Game, why can't I enter the thing?
Because the ship... Oh, wait. I was still in Quantum.
There. Oh, that would be why.
Yep.
That's a really weird glitch that you can't enter the remote turret while in Quantum.
Well, because you can't use weapons while in Quantum.
Right, and it considers it a weapon.
Yep.
But you can still enter remote, like, weapon remote turrets in Quantum.
So...
At least you could. I'll have to test that. I'll have to test that with something.
Oh yeah, because I've sat in turrets all the time throughout Quantum.
Yeah, no, that's probably why it doesn't work, but it's probably old code for these remote turrets specifically that is... Like, it considers the entire thing a weapon instead of just disabling your ability to fire it.
But no, also, at the end of the day, too, when it comes to the printer, A, it was a birthday present from Queen, and B, I probably wouldn't have picked myself up something much better than that anyways, just off the ground of...
No, I mean, that's a good printer. Yeah, I don't think the printer is the issue at all. I think it's just you're stuck in a place with fluctuating temperatures that you can't regulate, and
here's
going to make it hard.
Here's the thing. I don't use the auto level.
Yeah, my brother doesn't use auto leveling on his either. He doesn't have that same printer, but he hates the auto leveling stuff because he says it always messes it up.
Yep, mine does. I have to use the paper trick. But I will use the auto leveling to get it into the ballpark.
Well, yeah, that's what he does the same thing, where you get it there-ish, and then you use the paper trick to dial it in.
Yep. And good fucking lord. Is that
Which,
a fucking tedious task?
yeah, very much so. For anyone wondering what the paper trick is, with 3D printers, there's generally some sort of sensor on the tip, like the actual nozzle, and auto leveling basically uses that to map out the bed to like level it out. So in theory, you don't have to set those dimensions yourself; it'll do it for you. What a lot of people have found is that it tends to not be as accurate as it needs to be. And what they end up doing is they will auto level it to get it set close to the parameters it needs to be. And then they'll put a sheet of paper there. And that sheet of paper is just the right thickness to dial it in manually.
Also, hey Tiger. Yeah, basically you sit there, you adjust it manually up and down accordingly, and try to slide the piece of paper on the bed. And you want to feel ever so slight amount of resistance. Like you can't have it too loose, but you can't have it too tight.
Yep. Because the nozzle needs to not come in contact with the bed, but it needs to be close enough that when it extrudes, the material sticks to it.
I mean, I use filament. It's a fucking plastic.
Yeah, pretty much all of them are some form of plastic, but I just know someone out there is gonna be like, it's not actually plastic.
I have a resin printer because I have loads of money.
I use biodegradable plant-based fibers.
Oh God, no! But have you heard of the
They do
carbon
actually make
fiber ones?
biodegradable. Oh, the carbon fiber. The true carbon fiber printing is not.
Oh, you
I'll
don't.
never touch that. There's nothing amateur about that. That is full industrial.
Oh yeah, that's your fucking like. You can print parts for your vehicle and it be good.
Yeah.
Like you're no longer printing, like a phone stand for your desk. You're
Well, what is crazy though is they're refining the ability to print metal to a point that they're actually like making it like a potential home-based activity, which is just wild to me.
It's kind of funny because I had some stuff come across my feed there not too long ago talking about how in the US they were trying to outlaw and make it so it was against the law for you guys to own 3D printers.
Oh, it's gun control stuff. Yeah.
No, but like this was actually not even for like the weapon side of things. It was just straight up manufacturing.
Yeah, it all comes back to if you can print something that the government can't regulate, then the government doesn't want you to print it. It's not a federal thing. It's per state. It's the very liberal states have been trying to clamp down on that because you can effectively print whatever you want right now, and they can't stop you from doing it. That's why there's been multiple attempts to force
kill switches on
regulations into 3D printing software that won't let you print certain things. And pretty much all of those have failed because as soon as they release printers with that software, they've been jailbroken like immediately.
Well, yeah.
But there's no constitutionally they can't do it. So what they do is they over-regulate it, and then they try to ban them from selling them to you because they can't ban you from using them. So yeah, that's where all
basically the angle this was going is companies like LG, Whirlpool, and all of that were getting their pants just all up tight in a bunch because instead of you going out and buying their $50, $100 some odd dollar replacement part for your machine, you fired up your 3D printer and you realize you could. Okay. Uh, fours actually are about a good size to print. Eights aren't too bad as well.
Will the fours fit through? I was worried about the fours not fitting through. That's what I was doing too.
The eights are a little bit of an argument to the elevator. The 16s are annoying as fuck.
Absolutely
That's
not,
why
yeah.
I say the fours.
I'll do the fours then. If you know that the fours can get through, then I'll do fours because.
Oh, I can get the 16 through. Doesn't mean I have the patience for it tonight.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. But, yeah. The whole 3. I know what you're talking about. I've not been following it mostly because
it's just ridiculous.
It's just ridiculous. It's most of what you read online about that stuff is just rage bait because it's not.
Well, and here's the.
It's all lobbying stuff that you can't do anything about.
Well, here's the funnier part on that whole concept, though, Shock. They want to pass laws like that in, say, the U.S., but then you go to somewhere like the U.K., and I know quite a few of you guys in chat are from the UK. If I'm not mistaken, you guys essentially have the right to repair laws. So on one side of the coin,
backwards
they can't lock all that shit down, but on the other side, they're trying to lock it down like
the other way around. Yeah, there's people trying to push right to repair laws here, like protective ones, and it has gotten better. And it at the very least, it's slowing down some of the anti-repair laws.
Well, not only that, but the fucking
part of the
plan
issue
to opposite,
is that
like shit planned to fucking fail is just fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. No, I totally agree. I won't say names or specifics because obviously we don't want to turn this into a political stream. Some of the main people pushing right to repair stuff they've kind of decided to become partisan where they used to be bipartisan, so they're losing a lot of support in that, and they're creating issues that didn't need to exist before.
And see, here's the thing.
So, yeah.
I feel like these are kind of topics we can relatively talk about without getting political, because at the end of the day, it's
a mostly bipartisan issue, I would say.
Well, at the end of the day, we're all consumers.
But yeah, this is also true.
It does not matter what party you vote for or anything. You buy stuff, you are a consumer. These are laws to help you have that stuff last longer.
Yeah. And the thing is, most politicians that, at least the ones that aren't literally just industry plants, actually agree with citizens on a lot of that. What happens is you have companies like Apple that literally pay billions of dollars. Yeah, Crapple. I've not heard that one before.
I will not. Like, it's.
I refuse to use Apple products for
I've used them.
Very long list of reasons.
I've used them. I had an iPod Touch 4th generation back in the day. Within a year, I had to start using the virtual home button because mine failed. But
yeah, they're just.
I got a problem with my phone. What phone do you have? Apple? Well, there's your problem.
I know. What happens a lot with right to repair is it's very similar to a lot of other issues. Is that the politicians, for the most part, on a bipartisan scale, agree with their constituents, with the citizens. What happens is these multi-billion-dollar companies spend...
people that are backing them.
Well, so it's not even that. It's what happens is that these companies spend literally trillions of dollars to fund lobbyists to go and argue these points, and they're the only ones showing up to talk to these politicians. So it is the only version, it is the only story you hear, the only viewpoint you hear. And that's why, I mean, I'm a very anti-lobbyist person, so I'm very much biased in this. But when citizens actually show up and counteract those arguments, a lot of times politicians will side with the citizens, especially because the citizens are the ones that vote for the politicians. The lobbyists are paid to say certain things, but they're not. The politicians don't benefit from supporting those lobbyists unless they're corrupt, which is a whole separate issue.
Yeah. And like Darkness, that is completely fair and valid. Like, I wouldn't fault someone for, like, quite regularly here in the banks. Oh, open this X account, like high interest savings or student account, and get a free iPod Air, or free like whatever.
Yeah, stuff like
Apple,
that. It's my issues with Apple. The reasons why I won't use their devices is from a security standpoint. Morally, if someone handed me a free Apple device, I wouldn't be like, "You are literally Satan." It's from a security standpoint. I have issues with my own data being stolen by Apple.
So, here's a really fun point on that one then. Did you play Pokemon Go?
No, I did not, and it is for that reason.
Yeah, did you hear what they pulled off with that one?
Well, the CIA literally owns Pokemon Go. People don't realize this. They think it's like this crazy conspiracy theory. It's an open thing. The CIA, the American CIA, owns Pokemon Go. They funded the project.
That's
and
funny because it just got sold to overseas for several $billion. Oh,
probably. Yeah, because it's a lot of those kinds of projects are getting shut down because the current administration does not like those kinds of things.
Yeah, well, now it just went to the enemies.
The enemies. Well, so what?
Well, no, like literally.
Yeah.
The stuff that he's like
it's the same thing with TikTok.
And that, yeah, but here's the thing. The reason they were just able to sell it for that much is because they have several years of data of people snapping pinpoint accurate places that they just sold that data to train the bots for like Amazon and that are self-driving delivery units.
The CIA was literally using it to create 3D maps of high population density locations. Mm-hmm. I didn't say that correctly. So that they could do training and stuff in virtual sims and things. And I'm sure there was more nefarious things going on with that as well. It's the CIA, but we know what that data can be used to do. So if you sell that to China, now China has hyper accurate 3D maps of major U.S. cities, and not just U.S. cities, of places all around the world. Yeah. And no one really likes China, so we don't want them to have that.
If I'm also remembering correctly, too, Darkness, Apple recently lost a court case with the UK, and they had to stop using the Thunderbolt port and use C-Type because the UK was like, "This is fucking ridiculous." Yeah,
that is true. It's been about 3 years, I want to say, 3 or 4. But yeah, basically the court determined that Apple had no good faith reason to continue using that cable other than to force people to buy their own cables. And it was, from a consumer standpoint, it was hurting consumers. So they were like, "We're going to make you do this now."
Like,
which I have some issue with that, but the Apple really needed to fix that, so.
Well, and it's part of why I'm interested in Stop Killing Games. Like, not just from a gamer standpoint, but from the standpoint of, they've even set their, like, that's gone into...
I genuinely did not think that was ever going to go anywhere, to the point that people, like, were calling me a plant and, like, a bot and stuff, because I was just like, there's no point in getting excited about this, because it's, like, the UK Parliament has no they have no interest in video games. They're not gonna disrupt an entire industry
Have
because
you
a
heard
bunch of
with the
gamers
fact-
said it. And I was wrong. I was wrong.
Well, not only that, but so many apparently of those people in like the courtroom and that, those higher ups, were talking in this meeting about their experience playing games, of their wanting to protect their kids who play games.
Right.
Like,
And that's the part that I did not anticipate. And I will say I'm happy. I'm happy to be wrong on it.
and like, let's face it, as much as people want to say his name is fucking taboo and everything else, and it kind of went downhill around that time, Pirate Software did unintentionally help that movement.
Oh yeah, he did.
And part of me almost wonders if it was a ploy.
Oh, this has no so I can tell you for a fact that it was not a ploy, just because I've read more into his backstory. He has some other reasons for. I don't want to slander someone on the Twitch, so I won't.
Well, it's
But he has profit reasons why he would be against stuff like that.
that honestly would not surprise me, because from like, I don't watch the guy myself, but
I never
from
did.
what I've heard, it almost sounds like he does work in the industry himself, or did work in the industry.
Somewhat. It was his father. His father was a major employee of Bethesda, and he pretty much all of his notoriety came from the fact that he had insider information on a lot of those games. There's
Like,
a lot of it becomes drama and rumors, but
Yeah.
there is some solid evidence that he is only against it because of that. What a lot of people think happened is that he heard about it and he was like, this is going to be really bad for the gaming industry from like his father's perspective, where it's like the people that I want to make all of the money aren't going to make all the money anymore. And he said something just off color about it, and then instead of retracting it, he doubled down, and now he's like has to be against it. So and that's the version that makes the most sense to me, is like, oh, I don't like this because it's going to hurt my profit margins, so I'm going to say something against it. But then he realized all of these people are very much disagree with him, including a lot of his own viewers, but now he has to double down or he would just seem greedy.
And this is the funny part on all of it. I really don't care in the sense of, I say something that is completely off, because I more say these things in the sense of topics like to talk on, to like, I'm not gonna sit there and go, oh no, I'm right because I say I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like,
yeah,
I personally kind of hate the people that can't go, you know what? That's some good points. I didn't see it that way.
well, that's what I get very heated on.
Wait, you get
topics
heated?
and stuff.
Never.
Never.
Not
But
you.
the thing is that, like, and I ascribe this a lot to my autism, is that everything, when I form an opinion on something, it's largely based on logic. Like, emotions kind of take a back seat for me. Now, it's very easy to say that I'm very biased in that you want people to think that all of your opinions are based on logic and not emotion, because then you can have a better standpoint when you're making arguments. But from like a third person perspective, that's how I feel I think about things. So when someone challenges that logic and is like, well, actually this kind of disproves that, I mentally I have to recognize that. Like, I can't discount it because it just the way that I see things.
And here's the thing. End of the day, some of those things can just be you've seen a piece of the pie. Someone's brought another piece of the pie to the table.
Right, and that's why
you thought it was a chocolate cake with sprinkles, but they've got like a piece of chocolate cake with, stars on it because it was just a different section of the cake.
Right, or some of the cake was chocolate and some of it was vanilla and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's what I've come to learn.
Nice stuff.
That if you can't handle other people disagreeing with you on things, if it shuts you down, and you literally can't think about anything else, or you can't interact with people and stuff, then it's not that you're right and you just don't want to listen to someone with an incorrect opinion. It's that your opinion is so incorrect that it can't be challenged. Like any level of challenging your opinion disputes it.
You're too full of yourself to admit you can be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's a much better way of saying it. Yeah, and that's where I will get very heated, and I will be very insistent on yes, I know this is true, but it's because I've spent so long verifying that, and I almost always intentionally listen to multiple different viewpoints.
And then you've got someone like me who will sit there, go, Rex, you can't do it that way, it won't work. And I turn around, go hold my beer, and pull it fucking off.
And you do it anyways.
Because that's it. I think a lot of my problems, especially growing up in that, was a lot of people that were very much, you have to do it this way, there is no other way. And that just never worked for me. Because, ADHD.
Yeah, people get frustrated with me because I need to understand why we're doing it a certain way. I can't just accept that this is the way we're gonna do it. You have to give me a reason why that's the way we're gonna do it. And it's not because I don't trust you. It's not that I don't believe you or I think you're stupid or wrong. It's that I need to understand why we're doing something the way we're doing it. And that grates on a lot of people, and I've learned to kind of...
Oh, fuck, we've butted heads. Look at what...
Oh, for
last
sure.
time we were playing Star Citizen, and
I remember the whole
months
cargo...
ago, and yeah, us doing cargo. We were two different gears. It did not work. We just sat there and ground.
Yeah, and now we've learned... And then that's the thing, is that we both came back and admitted, yeah, we just need to not try to do that together.
We don't. The way we do something like cargo is so different from one another. It doesn't mesh.
Yeah, and you're trying to prove that your way works better than the other way in the middle of a game full of bugs, and yeah, it was, we both needed to just walk away from that, and we did. We probably should have done it much sooner than we did, but that's because we were just probably both in a bad mood that day, but yeah.
Well, I think too, when even some of the other people we were playing with were just like, yeah, no, you guys cannot do that together, it don't work. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
We could probably get away with doing cargo runs together now, but I think that's because we wouldn't do it together. We would, one person would fly and one person would unload, kind of thing. And part of that, honestly, is that it just... multiple people trying to unload one cargo ship just doesn't work most of the time.
Well, see, if you stood off to the side, like I said, and just moved the ones that didn't quite line up.
I am stuck in the elevator.
Really?
Is it gonna move? Oh, that's not... Game, can you please? Can I jump up here? Nope.
Queen's
Right,
being
okay.
a brat again, and not only got me an ice cap, but got me an Oreo ice cap.
What is... Okay, I'm not familiar with Ice Cap. You're gonna have to...
The best way I can describe an ice cap is if you took a coffee and made it into a slushie.
Coffee made it into a slushy. Oh, okay. Interesting. So it's like boba tea, kind of, but
I've never done
For
boba
coffee.
tea, so
I've never... I've been told it's really good. I have friends that swear by it, but I have never tried it.
I like the banana, the brown sugar banana.
Brown sugar banana. Oh, that actually does sound kind of good.
to me that sounds weird. But I'm very much.
It sounds weird, but I love banana, so pretty much anything with banana in it is gonna sound good to me.
Yeah, but like, you sit there and like, oh, this is strawberry banana, strawberry banana lime, or kiwi or something like that. It's like, yeah, that sounds good. Brown sugar banana? It's like, huh.
I think I can imagine it enough that like I imagine how it would taste, and I think it would work. But yeah, I'd have to try it before I was like, oh yeah, that would definitely taste good. But it does sound good.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I'd try it.
Yeah, it's like it's not so appalling that I wouldn't try it. Which, if there's any women watching this stream, if you're trying to seduce me, strawberry banana milkshakes. That is the way to my heart.
So, in typical fashion, what Shock is saying is the quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
That's not the quickest way, but it is the most effective.
Which makes it the quickest.
Well,
Effective does mean usually it's
I
faster.
was trying to be Twitch appropriate, okay?
I have the mature box set. I don't set any of my streams to be, child friendly.
That's true, that is true.
Yes, I do try to keep it where, someone watching with children, like some people that I know watch do have, don't feel like they have to have the kids out of the room.
Yeah,
Or
well, I
can't
try to avoid just talking about things in a manner that wouldn't be safe for children here in general. So, like, I get that. Where it's like, you say what you want to say, but you're not like
banana strawberry
crazy.
smoothie. What can I say but you're welcome?
Take me with you. Let's go together. I don't know who it is, but sign me up. What are we scraping right now? Is this a hammerhead?
Yes, it's a hammerhead.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We're so close to it. I didn't really look.
I want to say, if I remember correctly, that is part of Viking's family. Still getting used to a lot of the newer names, okay?
I really struggle to keep track of names. There's still names in the LFP group that I lose track of.
Well, okay, with the LFP though, you blink an eye and next thing you know, everyone's got Dingus in their name.
Right, that is also true. I have had to start adding notes to everyone's profiles just so I can be like, okay, this is Rex, this is Queen, this is... When did that start happening? I was not around when the whole Dingus thing was...
Nolan and Unique started it, I think.
Well, because I know Nolan is the one that says Dingus all the time, but I wasn't sure if, like, he changed everyone's name to Dingus, or people just started changing their names themselves, or what.
Oh, no, he changed quite a few, because he turned around the one day and was like, Rex, did you notice your name was changed to Dingus? It's like, yeah, I noticed it a week ago, because I'm the only one that posts in the streamer chat in there.
Well, so every day when I check Discord. I half expect my name to be changed to Dingus of some
Just
sort.
call me Viking's little sister. It was more making sure I was linking the account to the right
That
person.
you were actually Vikings related, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that is a big part of the reason why, for a lot of people, especially when they first come in and that, because of my issues with reading, I won't
Oh,
necessarily
that's right, because you're
address people
dyslexic, aren't you?
not diagnosed. I've diagnosed ADHD, but that
How are
could
you not
have
diagnosed? That's like really easy to tell, isn't it?
they diagnosed me with ADHD, put my medication through the fucking roof, and left it at that.
I see. So they didn't
Keep
even
in
bother
mind,
to...
Shock, I am also a 90s kid. When they
True,
diagnosed
true.
me with ADHD, they no
That was, like,
longer
the thing.
do it at that age because they've determined that is too young.
Oh, I wish... Oh, don't get me started on that. I wish that was a thing here in the U.S. There's so many people that literally, they have 1-year-olds that can't even talk yet that they're diagnosing with ADHD and autism and stuff. And it's like, bruh, come on. I
Yes.
know you can't tell. Because I followed the science on that. There's literally no way to tell.
No, so I was diagnosed like grade 1. They now don't diagnose. I think my mother was saying till around grade 4. Because they've determined that that's just a little, like,
But, yeah, that makes sense to me. Well, and honestly, the other thing is that the medications that they use to treat ADHD are not good for children. They really harm your development as a child. It's...
try being on like 30 milligrams of Ritalin a day.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like
Shock,
we're
that
literally
was my
feeding children
dosage.
meth.
That
No,
was
I
my
believe you.
dosage. Like,
I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, it's and a lot of it is just we didn't know what we didn't know, and I think we
What?
were. The 90s is when we started to actually look into some of those mental illnesses, and then it was suddenly not taboo as much anymore, and so it got talked about more, so they're diagnosed more. But yeah, it was I think
But
we kind of tried to
more
overcorrect
in the
a
case
little
of
bit.
point before we got off the rails there, because
yeah.
I struggle with reading, and I find it to be very much a respect thing. I would sooner not mess up someone's name than
Then just admit you don't. Yeah. You'd rather just ask. I do that a lot with pronunciations, where it's like, I don't want to say your name wrong, and it's like, I should know by now what your name is, but I'd rather say it correctly and have you know that I forgot your name than say it incorrectly and pretend like nothing happened.
Yeah, and I forget who, because Tabor told me about this one, but it, like, he let it slide, but it, like, secretly drove him up the wall, apparently. What?
Oh,
one of
yeah.
The people, instead of saying Tabor, would say Tabor.
I might have been one of them. I'm trying to remember.
I-
It's quite likely.
But like, he was just like, honestly, end of the day, it was one of those things where it was like, is it really worth it?
Yeah. It's like, you don't care about it so much to, like, make it awkward and correct someone, but you care about it enough that it, like, irks you.
No, like, it... So, my actual name is one of those very, very common names, like, to the point of where you probably in school had 1 or 2 other kids in your class with my first name, but it's
Gotcha.
spelled so much differently than most people.
Oh, so it's... I gotcha.
So it was also one of those things where so many people would write my name wrong, to the point of where
Right.
like, even my like phone bill and shit like that has it mistyped.
I was wrong.
Still has it
That's-
mistyped. I've
that's-
gone on and corrected it a few times, and it's still.
And they just keep getting it wrong.
Yep.
Yeah. My last name is
Hi,
kind of
Mini
like that.
Viking. Darkness, why would you insult someone like that? Jesus.
No. We can't be mean to Viking while he's not here to defend himself.
You sure it's Viking? And you can almost guarantee he's lurking.
Oh, I'm sure he's lurking.
Actually, you know what? Hey, let's see here. Come,
Are you gonna sort him out?
friends. Oh, he is actually offline.
Oh, is he? I hope we didn't scare him off.
I mean, end of the day, and this goes for anyone, really. There is a certain point where, yes, I want to play with streamer, but also respect some days. We've been doing a lot of multiplayer stuff, especially on Star Citizen. Sometimes even the streamer just wants to sit back.
And part of it is that Rex knows he can say pretty much whatever he wants to me, so it's like he can be
It's-
relaxed and chill with me.
It's not
Or I like to
just
think he can be at
that.
least.
It's not so much that side of things, Shock. There is... I will be honest. Bringing people in to the voice chat, any streamer will essentially tell you, and it's why a lot of them do not do just open voice chats with people on stream. It's a roll of the dice. It will
Right.
not matter, end of the day, if it was you or someone else who said something wrong. Twitch,
You'll still get banned
YouTube,
for it, yep.
anyone wants to bring down the hammer, it was on your stream, it's your fault.
Yeah, and I don't typically see stuff that would get people banned off Twitch, like, normally when I'm talking, so it's a good bet that I
Well,
wouldn't, especially when
It's also one of those things, too, where a lot of the people that have the special role that I have talked about in my Discord to be able to join this chat understand it is a privilege, not a right.
Yeah. Well, and this is not, I was in another completely unrelated group that, I also, the streamer had given me the ability to just jump in, and I was like, what this? Because I didn't want to, like, accidentally click on that, on the comms and, like, interrupt something. So I would still ask permission, and it got to the point where she was like, alright, seriously, I gave you the perms, just join! Stop asking!
Oh, I've had some people like that too. Throughout where it's streaming that, and it's every time they'll be like, you have the you're welcome to join us. Yes, but it is out of respect. That's also why I kind of have the chat clearly labeled as invite only.
You'll have to, part of what you'll have to do is you'll have to learn the best way to just say, look, I know I gave you access to this channel, but at this moment, I don't want you here. Like, the nice way of doing that, so it's not just like, I don't want you in particular here, it's just like, I'm doing, like, closed group kind of thing.
Oh, I've had that. Heck, I've had that chat with Blackpoint the one day.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Like, he was just chilling in here, streaming himself, and I literally clicked on him, disconnected him, hopped in, and he joined back. I was like, dude, I literally have a co-op thing tonight. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't want to pull rank, but it's my Discord. I have a co-op thing.
It's my Discord! Get out! Speaking of Blackpoint, where has he been lately?
Busy with work and whatnot, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. I've just not seen him around much, so I wasn't sure. if there was a specific reason, if you're just busy or yeah. I know part of it is that we were playing Void Crew together a lot, so I was seeing him a lot because of that.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. For some of us, older people, we value respect more. We don't take it for granted. Right? I'm
Well,
sorry.
yeah, and I
would
think part of it is that like what we consider respectful and disrespectful is also a little bit different.
Than what?
So, yeah.
See, Shock, you come in at an interesting point of view on that one because, like, you're not young enough to be.
I'm like halfway.
Yeah, like you're still in the middle ground, even from like some of us. But you still, like, I would say, still value like the respects and stuff like that. And know like the common courtesies.
I like to think that I can bridge the gap between the generations. I don't know that it ever works out that well in reality, but
you're all bloody kids to me. I know. You fucking ancient Egyptian.
Who is this?
Darkness.
Oh. Yeah, well, and I tend to hang out with older people. Not as much now that I'm older, but when I was younger, it wasn't that I didn't get along with kids my age, it was that my interests were more mature.
There was
I don't mean that in a pompous way,
maturity
like
factor.
literally more mature. Yeah.
I'm just
By the nature of my autism and how I grew up, the things that I cared about and were interested in were very different from everyone else around me.
honestly, that one doesn't surprise me just with the fact of I've noticed one very clear sign of this when you said that like you're just a child. Every one of your messages has ended with an emote.
Me?
No, not you. Look
Okay,
at
I was gonna
chat!
say, what? What do you mean? I try to avoid that.
Shock. Chat. We are also live. We do have a chat to
Yeah, I know.
interact with.
I really need to pull up chat.
Especially with the fact that you got rid of Twitch, which is my main platform.
I know.
Yeah, this
I
guy
usually have the
here.
YouTube chat up.
This guy here is like, yeah, I want to support my friend. A couple weeks later. By the way, I deleted my Twitch and that. I got done with their shit.
It was completely. I know you know this, but it was completely unrelated to you.
I'm aware. It's more the fact of sit there, give you a hard time because it's me.
I actually was thinking. So I know you can use OBS to pull up your own chat window. Could I use a program to pull up your chat in like a separate page for me?
I mean, you literally want to know how I have my setup done for streaming? I literally open up my stream pages and I just pop up the chats and put them on the side of my one monitor.
Oh, that's right, because you can just pop the chat. Because that's part
Yes!
of the thing, is that I don't like having an entire page taken up. Because I like being able to have Discord open, so I can see, especially when I'm on a stream, I like being able to see and converse. And like know who's talking and stuff.
There's an overlay for that, right?
Oh, well, so I can see it works with some games, but it doesn't always work.
Are you
With
really going to be
both.
that picky about getting into the crevices of the Hammerhead?
We don't have to be, but I mean, we could if you want.
No.
Okay. Then we won't. We won't then.
I've found with the Hammerhead in particular, the extra time you spend scraping these sides,
Isn't
you maybe
worth
get
it.
1 or 2 SCU of RMC.
Which, if you're in a vulture, that matters. But yeah, I guess if you're in a reclaimer, it's
When
not quite
the whole ship itself before that has gotten you probably a good 30 SCU of RMC,
yeah.
you're leaving behind maybe 1%. Like,
This is true. This is true.
you're spending more time hovering there in high, like your fuel and your time than you are making profit.
The easy to access cargo hold is almost completely full. If we want to think about dropping off.
You kidding?
I'll leave that up to you. I kind of prefer unloading sooner rather than later, because if there's like a server error or anything, we're less likely to lose all of our work.
Pff. You realize I'm more doing this for the rep than I am the money.
Oh, well, I am here for the money all the way.
Like,
What rep are you getting from this that you don't already have?
most of my rep is not maxed with most of the factions. But this is the tar pits, which I'm literally only like a quarter of the way up first rank.
But isn't this like the only mission you can do with the tar pits?
No, they give you quite a few missions.
So can you get like Polaris scrapes and stuff then?
These are the guys that give you the missions for the Hull Seas that are full of medical supplies.
Oh, I did not know this. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Why
Now,
you're
yes.
interested in getting rep then. Okay.
I can already get them, and I already have. But who's to say that these missions in particular, or especially like the high-risk ones and stuff like that, I won't get, more valuable stuff. And yes, this is true too, Darkness. Shock, you can set to text only for Twitch and resize the chat.
Can you really? Text only.
They
Let's test
literally have it where you can set your icons for when you talk in chat to actually have symbols for the streamer to see beside your name as, like no sound, no video.
I don't want. I guess I should actually tag your full name. Typing Rex does not give me.
He types in Rex and wonders why he ended up at a page that goes, "Rawr, I'm a dinosaur."
Collapse.
Oh, wow.
Settings.
Oh, did I fucking forget the shipping quantum again?
Filters. No, don't filter stuff.
Oh, shit.
So pop out chat. Wait, if I pop out chat, can I close the original window and leave that open? Oh, I can't! Oh, that works so much better!
Yep. So literally, I will pop out the window and then switch that existing window over to the dashboard, because for some reason, and maybe it's because I just don't have the widget there for it, the Twitch dashboard doesn't by default have the Twitch chat in it.
Oh, that's kind of strange. Alright,
And yes, I
main
am saying
cargo
that in
hold
the
is
sense of the
full, and I am moving to the secondary.
the side of the coin of I might just be missing it.
Also possibly. Oh, does this not have a snap right down here? Okay, well, screw that.
Are you in the one under the processing?
Yes.
Yeah, that one you can't snap anything to. The
Okay,
cargo
I'm
hold
just
you
gonna
can.
load to what we can snap. if the elevator will come to release me from my prison, at least.
So, be ready to print off all different sorts of sizes.
Why?
The cargo room is a very interesting layout.
Oh, that's right. It's really foobar in there. I forgot.
Yeah, so it's like you could go like 3 high, I think. So like, but it's like a 3 by 3 by 3 for the sections of the grids.
There's so much with the Reclaimer that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh yeah, like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the ship. I find it very nice for doing these types of missions. Hey, when I first came back and had to refarm my rep for scraping, it was literally show up with the Reclaimer pointed at the fighter for a second and the whole ship was scraped.
Right. Yeah, just the hubris of the devs to think that running SCU crates down an elevator without putting snap grids on that elevator.
I feel like
It's
that
just
elevator is meant to have a grid. I really do.
100% they thought they were going to put a grid on it, and I'm willing to bet they just never figured out how to do it.
I highly doubt that. Because look at that big long ship with the 4 engine pods
The
on the back.
Taurus.
Yes.
But
It was
the
in-
Taurus is way younger than the Reclaimer, though.
You sure about that? I'm pretty sure the
I'm
Taurus has
pretty
been
certain.
in way longer than the Reclaimer.
I could be wrong, and someone that's been playing the game longer than me can correct me. But I was pretty sure that the that SCU crate. Oh, there it is. Is much newer.
Also, side note, Shock, do you have anything to drink on your character? Because I forgot to.
I do. Do you need?
I'm at like 20%, so once I finish this. I unintentionally got really close.
I mean, we're close to the point where we might as well unload anyways. So. Oh yeah, because they have the A-frame on here that takes up space. Yeah. Ugh. Like, it looks cool, sure, but
Well, not only that, but I wouldn't be so annoyed if it was like, okay, in those sections, you lose 1 SCU crate worth at the back, and you could put a 2 in front of it. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of
Then
being
there's
3 deep, it's
that one's
2 deep.
3, so that's 2, that's 3, that's 3, and then that's 2 again. Yeah, that.
Shock is realizing the grid. Shock is realizing why I tend to not even empty the SCU crates until I've landed in a hangar.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking. Yeah. Do you want to just fill up the rest of it and then we'll just land and unload and sell it? I think you are right there, because that's kind of why I was like, do we want to just go unload now? But I think you're right. Just do it the basically Vulture style.
Fill the belly
Alright,
of the
I need-
beast.
Yeah, the easy to unload part, and then fill up the internal storage, and then get her gone. Although I will say, with the Vulture, when servers are running well and things aren't fighting me, I do tend to shove as many SU crates into the Vulture as I can. But that's
Honestly,
because
I
it's so
enjoy
much
the
smaller.
Vulture. The problem is, and especially where I am on doing things like this, she ain't got enough space.
yeah.
I can like, I'm sorry, I need the Reclaimer because I don't want
That's
to do
where-
20 trips for one ship.
I agree. Which that's why I am excited about the Moth, because with 3 scraper heads, it has to have a larger cargo space.
From what I understand, it's a middle ground between the two. If it's the one I'm thinking of, which is just basically a mole fitted to
Yes.
do salvage?
Yes, that is the one.
yeah, it's a middle ground. To the point of where I think it actually has a similar cargo capacity to the mole.
Which, I mean, the Mole has like 24.
124, I think, in the bags.
Oh, 120. Oh, that's way more than I thought it did.
You realize
Is there
the
literally
24
any-
is the Vulture, right? They can't have 24 and be a middle ground.
Well, so 24 SCU in the what even is this? Oh, this is forgotten. 24 physical SCU containers or 24 SCU internal storage, or both.
I don't know. I haven't really looked too much at the ship to now.
That is an actual locker. Game, I need a storage container, please.
Oh yeah, there's not really storage containers on the. I am yet to find one.
Alright. I'm gonna have to just put these on the floor and hope they don't phase through.
I've never once had a problem with the stuff phasing through, so.
I just always assume the worst when doing things in Star Citizen. That's how I
See-
survive.
Here's the thing. I do, when I come back, I expect a lot of the bugs to be the same. But so far, I haven't had major issues with a lot of those old bugs. So,
That was the wrong button.
like,
There you go. There's your floor drink.
remember how it used to be is that we always had to put it on the ground first and then pick it up? I've not really had, I think I had that one night.
I am so glad that that is not still a thing. I probably would not have continued to play if it was. I probably would have read that on. Wow, that was not English. Re-downloaded the game, been like, yep, this is still the same shit, and then uninstalled and been like, you guys have fun.
Well, and here's the worst part. Like, the bug that...
Oh, Rex. If you grab this one, they'll stack in your inventory and you'll have infinite lux.
You really think I'm going to be sitting there? See, you say you don't exploit it
I don't! It just happens!
because you keep
But I'm
putting
just
it
telling
back
you,
in
it
your
will
inventory.
happen if you have 2. It won't work if you have 1.
Yeah, you notice how I've already put the other one on the ground and put it away. Because I don't tend to do that. It's my
See,
ship.
but that's the thing is that then you're adding to the server load because you're throwing more stuff on the ground, which is just... I don't know why CIG came up with that idea.
You say I'm throwing more stuff on the ground and adding to the server load. The funny
taking
thing
this back.
is, I will usually go into places like the mess hall and place them like strategically on the tables and shit.
But the thing is that it's still there, though. It doesn't matter where it is in the universe. It's still there until it's despawned by something.
The point I'm making is the fact that I actually make it look like the ship's actually been lived in. I use it as
Okay,
decor.
yes. If you're doing it for RP, fair enough. It's just, it drives me crazy that CIG struggles with their server load already, and they're like, I know what we can do. Let's add literal littering to our game. This surely won't be a problem. I stand by my belief that they should have made it so that there's little receptacles that you could put it in. It would give you like 5 UEC or something.
I mean, I'm one of those people that will, when I'm on a station, actually try to put it in the trash can.
I used to until I discovered that you don't have to.
I mean,
I
you don't
think
have
Rev
to, but at
told
the
me
same
that
time.
the trash can does actually despawn stuff eventually that's inside of it, but I have a feeling that doesn't work quite as well as it's intended.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's just not as much of a thing. Because I've seen inside
Plus,
of some
if
of those
it-
trash
if
cans,
there's-
and they're loaded, and there's like no one on in the area.
Well, and that's the other thing is that's a physics interaction that the game now has to process if stuff's sitting on top of each other.
But
I don't know. I'd love to talk to a dev about that. Like, ask him like how much that actually affects the server. But I also know that there's no CIG dev that would ever speak to me. So
well, and here's the other side of that coin too. They have so much going on in the game, and so much affecting the servers in so many different ways. I don't think they would be able to isolate what that one little thing would do effect-wise.
true. They probably. I think you're right. Actually, now I think
And,
about it,
like-
they would have a hard time isolating specific issues.
Darkness, I feel like you'd be a prime person to be able to really help understand if they could or not. But I think that's just... I think that's too narrow of a scope. World clutter and a whole, like, you know, abandoned ships, broken ships, all that kind of stuff. And a whole, yeah, probably. You've set a bottle in a trash can on Microtech. How much has that affected someone in Area 18?
They would almost have to look at like specific items like cruise lux, like specifically cruise lux, which is the most commonly used food item, and be like, okay, how much are the random cruise lux that are just floating in the universe? How much are these affecting you? That would be my assumption on how they could dial that in somewhat. But yeah, I think you do make a good point there that it would be hard to track. Because it's not like Minecraft where all floating objects are registered as a floating object. Darkness. Any visual object will have an effect in the trash can. It would not visually discuss. Okay, so it unloads unless you can see it.
Likely, yeah.
Which I do know that Star Citizen has a massive issue with backface culling, so I imagine that there's some give and take with that. But that does mean at least people like leaving stuff in their hangars, and then when your hangar despawns, it's not adding to that. Because like I still have a Coda pistol from the first day I re-downloaded the game that's still just on the floor in my hangar. I need to actually pick that up and put it away.
Well, like, we also used to joke around because quite a few of us are quite bad for sitting in the hangar, drinking like a Lux or something like that, and then we just turn to the open spot of the hangar and
Then just
throw
throw it in.
the bottle in there. Yeah.
Into the void.
And then, like, we were joking around the one day, I was like, you know, there's where all the server lag comes in. It's the game is following that bottle, and it's in the gears of the station bouncing around.
It would be nice if they had a clear, like a clear all button for your hangar that like resets the hangar completely. mainly because like right now I have like 12. Okay, 12 is 6. I have like 5 vehicles in my hangar right now. Whenever I load my large hangar,
Well,
because
we
they're all
just stop
technically.
bringing all your ships out and playing with them for 5 minutes and
I
parking them in a
was
corner.
testing. I was testing. Okay, but the problem is that like there's
so
no way to
put
get
your
rid of
toys
them.
away.
Like you would have to individually send them all back down the thing, which it's so tedious. They just need a vehicle elevator. Is really the solution there. Just give me my vehicle elevator.
You've
please.
probably already reclaimed half of them too. You realize this, right?
Oh, I reclaimed all of them immediately.
Yeah. So then it.
But they're still there. They're still there though. I
So-
I effectively duplicated all of my ships because they're still there.
Child,
Oh, do you need me to
clean
do-
up your hangar. Remember in kindergarten the song they used to always sing?
It was
Clean up,
I
clean
was-
up, everybody
clean up.
do your share.
I was thinking about getting the Nova tank out, and oh, we are way too far away. You gotta get us closer.
Sorry.
Yeah, we are way too far away. I was thinking about getting the Nova tank out and just blowing everything up with it. Well, the thing is, the destroyed parts, still stick around for a while too.
See, I don't have that
um,
issue.
I think it's like a my character, like a my account issue. It's like one of those weird bugs that, for whatever reason, only some players have.
You mean like the rep system? So I can't
Yeah.
actually really gain rep with the headhunters, which have some of the better missions for getting cargo that's very high value. Because they're the gang out in Pyro, and they have salvage
mean-
missions that are full of drugs.
To be fair, there is one benefit to that, in that you can do the Citizens for Prosperity and Headhunter missions, and you won't lose your rep with Citizens for Prosperity. Because if I went out and did that, I would have to choose one or the other, and I couldn't do even the base level Headhunters missions if I wanted to max with Citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that I agree. And that's part of what I'm talking about with the backface culling, is that there's a ton of unneeded stuff, and you can see it best when you like phase through walls and stuff, and you see all of the stuff that just exists that like the character should never be able to see.
Yeah. And I mean, I've also said it many times. They're trying to push the envelope with Star Citizen. That doesn't always make it a good thing.
Well, part of the issue is that their code base is like multiple decades old by this point, which is extremely old for code. And a lot of people are fully in on the sunk cost fallacy that if they tried to recode Star Citizen from scratch, that it would take too long and it would be this horrible thing. The reality is that Star Citizen will eventually die because they aren't rebuilding their code from scratch.
Yeah, but I thought I came across
The technology that they're relying on is so the actual hardware compatibility with the code that they're using is so diverged at this point that they're losing every year. They are losing more and more resources to trying to support old code that just does not function anymore.
Yeah, but I also
and the-
thought I
Oh, go ahead,
heard
sorry.
that with Star Citizen, like it was built from the ground up, engine, like everything. Like it's all
Everyone
in-house.
likes to say that it's cope. In reality, it was based off of Crysis. They took the Crysis engine when it was the new big thing, and he re-schemed the Crysis engine. It's, yes, it is its own unique code, but it is the Crysis engine. And I get why someone from an outside perspective can be like, well, yeah, but that means that they built their own code from the ground up. It's still the Crysis engine at the end of the day. If it wasn't the Crysis engine, they would have built it from scratch. They would not have based it off of a different engine. Like, that just would not have made any sense.
Yeah, it's basically
and the
they did
Crysis engine
equivalent
is
of taking their car and
useless,
making it a
yeah.
drag car.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and that's part of the issue, is that they're trying to use an engine. The Crysis engine was good when it came out, and it was kind of okay the year after it came out. But by the third year, like even 3 years after the Crysis engine came out, it was already underperforming compared to all the other game engines. And they were already putting out massive improvements and had already started working on a better code base. And Star Citizen is still using that same engine. The base code for it is still there. So even if they've rewritten everything, they're still relying on that same base. And that's where and part of it is the longer they wait to do that, the worse they make it for themselves. There's a lot of new games that can be easily ported in, like with Unreal 5. Unreal 4 going to Unreal 5 is a lot easier than going from Unreal 1 to Unreal 5. And they're kind of creating this critical mass thing. And maybe I'm just doom saying, and it's not actually as bad of an issue as I think it is, but I really do think that at some point they're gonna get to a point where they're like, we physically can no longer run the game anymore because our servers, like, there is no server hardware that we can purchase commercially that is compatible with our code. Especially as we get into more of the AI optimizations and stuff with things. It's like, yes, you can use old code, but our hardware is reaching mass criticality as it is, and yeah, it's...
I mean, end of the
That's the whole
day,
thing.
neither one of us are developers. Neither one of us even wouldn't even know what to do if they sat us at a computer to work on the game. So
I could probably navigate the code base. I wouldn't be able to write code myself. Is about where I'd be at that. Yeah.
yeah, but my point of the matter is, they do know better than what we do. We can only just speculate and be looking in from the window.
Well, yeah. Well, and that's the other thing, is that they're not very open about a lot of that, so it is hard to comment on that. But yeah. It's my real hope is that part of the reason why they're so focused on Squadron 42, even though it doesn't seem like they're actually making any progress with it, is that they're secretly rewriting Star Citizen code, and when Squadron 42 comes out, they're actually going to move the code over to new code. But yeah. It would be funny, if I had access to the Star Citizen codebase, it would be funny to just plug in Gemini and have Gemini look through their codebase and see how many, like, errors and things it could find.
Really?
Because I have
Resorting to
access
AI?
to... So, you joke, but Gemini, the professional version of Gemini, is actually extremely good at coding. Like, it's trained for that. And it's not even the best one. There's better ones out there for it. But it can, at bare minimum, it's really good at going through and looking at existing code and being like, okay, this is going to throw an error. You need to fix that.
Okay.
Because it can see the full perspective. And that's part of why LLMs are so powerful.
See, yeah, but here's the funny part on it. You're quick to just jump to the AI side of things. You know, throw it into Gemini, it'll find the error, show me what's wrong with it. myself, yes, I could do that with, like, say, one of my scripts that I'm working on for Stationeers. But no, I would sooner go message Nolan and ask him for help, because from that one I can actually learn where I've made the mistake.
Well,
a lot of times it's
yes.
really stupid.
And there is a learning aspect to it, and I do agree with you. But when it comes to a commercial thing where you're trying to make a product, you should already know. Like, if you're still learning like base levels of coding at that point, then you probably aren't fit for the job in the first place. And that might seem harsh to some people, but there is a place to learn, and there is a place to do. And the workplace is not the place to learn unless you are getting paid to learn. But yeah, but I do get what you're saying, is that there is a certain amount of, you need to be able to understand what the code is doing, and you need to be able to teach yourself and improve. And you can't do that if a machine does everything for you, which is fair.
The code wouldn't be the issue for the hardware, as let's see the code. It's all the OS.
So hardware sees code a lot more than you realize. Rev was actually really good at explaining.
Shock.
Explaining
Darkness
that.
is someone who does this kind of for a living, so I would definitely be.
I will just have to say he's wrong on that then, and we'll have to agree to disagree, because I know multiple people in real life that can, without a doubt, say that the code very much affects the hardware, and the hardware very much affects the code.
Just before you kind of start a whole kind of war here, like.
No, I'll just agree to disagree. I'm not going to try to argue with him, especially when I'm not saying it from my personal knowledge. I'm saying it based on people I know who I trust implicitly. So yeah, I'm not.
Like.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to disagree. We'll just have to disagree on that, because yeah.
And yes, that is not a stab at either one of you. I just know that can turn into a
No,
very
yeah,
slippery slope
you
rather
don't wanna-
quickly.
Yeah. No, I totally agree, and I'm on the same page with you there. Because I don't... and you make a good point. Neither of us are going to change our minds on that, so there's no point in trying to hash that out.
Well, and again, like I said earlier, with like the pie whole thing, end of the day, for all I'm concerned, you just both could be right. But it's the
and it's also very likely that he's looking at it from a different perspective too. Because there's different hardware interacts with software differently,
and the different coding languages, and
yep.
Like Linux works different than Windows, which works different than Apple, which works, and Linux in itself, all the different forms of Linux, they all act differently from what, like. End of the day, it's one of those.
Yeah, we gotta get closer. I'll do it.
Like, we're not even talking, like, a soup can equivalent here of what was about to be opened that I kind of went, hang on.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking back in the day, my mother would go out and buy a can of ketchup that was 4 liters. The size can. Like, we're talking the kind of cans you see them open in the back of a can. Really, jackass?
Yeah, like...
With your Harley? Or whatever bike that is you're revving outside the window.
Oh, I hate when people do that. All I'll say on that, Darkness, is that the code has to be able to interact with those drivers, and those drivers are based off of the hardware. and I do see where you're coming from with that, but there is very much software built into the hardware as well. That is what those updates are for. But I think part of it is the terminology, is we're not using the same terminology there. But yeah. What are we sitting at? We're at 60 SCU, and we have easily 100 SCU out in the cargo bay.
Oh, probably, because the first time you went back there, we were at like 60 SCU. You
right,
go back
and I
there
emptied it like
around
twice.
the 60 mark. So we probably got 120 RMC back there.
Either way, we should make bank when we unload. What is... Hang on, I need to get out of the thing for a second so I can look at my glass. So you're looking at rep with Headhunters? Or no, Headhunters is the one in Tarpek. There you go. Where is rep?
Just as slow as it goes. I am barely into rank 1, so you probably haven't made very much rep, because it's splitting between the two of us. Hello, Damaris. Hello. Well, like I say, especially on a lot of those topics, I come at them as someone essentially looking in through the window. I really don't know, my hand from my foot in those topics when it comes to like coding and stuff like that. If you really need more proof of that, watch me try to code in Stationeers, like...
Yeah.
So
well, that was the thing I was going to mention with the AI coding stuff. I agree on the learning, like wanting to learn to code, but for me, I don't feel like learning to code in Space Engineers. So I will 100% use Gemini to just generate me a script.
Yes,
which it can do. It very much can do.
I would sooner sit there and try to figure it out myself. Because then, in certain cases, like earlier today, with the kicker script for the combustion centrifuges, I was able to look at that, go, okay, I need to just make additional ones of this. And as I'm going through, I was like, wait, no, because it's all using these points. I've only got so many of those points, which is pretty much used up with what's already there.
Right.
So, even if I don't know enough to be confident and make flawless codes all the time, I want to still have enough there to understand what I'm looking at as well.
Well, I guess that's the other thing with, where I'm coming from with that is I don't, Space Engineers, I want to say it's C#.
If I remember correctly, yeah, C# or C+.
Which I don't know at all. So I would have to learn an entire new code language to do that, and I don't enjoy coding really at all. It's a means to an end for me. So I wouldn't want to do that because I'd rather spend time building ships and doing stuff. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. Is I could spend a few hours learning how to do a script, or I could spend a few hours building a ship and then have Gemini write the script for me to do the thing that I was wanting to do.
And see, another part of that coin is too, one of the scripts I really need to get back to what I'm working on is another version of a script I already have working, and that for later game purposes. So I have a script that I'm trying to improve that literally looks at what I have in my storage system for my atmospherics and turns the filter on and off depending on how much pressure is back there. But we'll also turn on like the heater and that depending on the temperature of the gas. What I'm trying to add to that is it to then take the gas on the outside and monitor the pressure that is going in and maximizing it so that my filters run at maximum efficiency.
You lost me about midway through there, but I understand what you're saying.
So instead of going over there every so often and turning a knob on the pump to up the pressure
does it
going in,
automatically.
yeah, it does it automatically.
You're just automating something with the script.
Yeah, but it's gotta add and divide and subtract. And it's a whole fucking cup of tea, and a holy fuck does it make my head hurt.
Yeah, Darkness. I feel that. I like fixing problems that other people have created more, just because I like being a problem solver. So I can kind of get at that. Like, if it's my own problem, I don't like having to solve it. But if it's just a problem in general, like, I can see how that's more enjoyable. And I do also... I wouldn't say I hate coding, but that's because I've never been forced to do it, so I've never had to, like, care one way or the other, I guess is the best way to say that, but yeah. I've got a project that I'm going to do at some point where I'm going to build a custom program to translate MIDI, which is the, what most, like, music keyboards and stuff do. It's the signals that they send between each other and to computers. I'm going to translate MIDI into keyboard commands and stuff. There's a lot of programs that will do it already, but a lot of them are really niche and kind of need you to understand the code behind them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually sit down and have, probably not Gemini, I'm probably actually going to have my dad use Claude to write, I think it was Claude that he's been using, to write a bridge program so that I can just assign specific MIDI CC to specific keybinds and stuff. Because then I can use my MIDI keyboards as controllers for like games like Star Citizen and stuff. And it would be really cool if I could use like a sustain pedal as like a gas pedal in games and stuff.
See,
that would be very fun.
And this is the part that kind of gets me here, Shock. With the fact that you have that like in-house, I don't know why you wouldn't take a crack at it and then come to him with it and be like, what did I do wrong? Like, where...
So,
I
guess
part
for me,
of it would
it's
be
just
a,
like,
a
I just
time
don't want to
thing.
spend time on it. Honestly, I just want to be able to do that. I don't want to make it into a whole project. I want to just be able to sit down one day and be like, I'm going to plug this into my computer and make it work. Like, I don't want to spend 6 hours doing it. Which is why I've looked at the programs already and looked at just using what someone else has already done.
Yeah, and then there's the other side of it. Like, Darkness has had it... You've at least, Darkness, had it once that I know of, where you had to go back over someone else's work at your workplace because they submitted
If you
AI
don't-
stuff
Yeah, if you don't
Without-
check AI's work, then you're making mistakes for sure. I do
like,
agree.
if I'm not mistaken, Darkness is kind of policy where they've got to run it several times and acknowledge that it was done by AI.
What has happened is a lot of companies are forcing people to use AI.
Because they can get work done faster.
They can get work done faster, which is fine and makes sense. The issue is that they're not creating a place to proofread and correct that programming. So instead of it being, oh, we're going to have an employee sit and write this program from scratch, we're going to have an AI make this program, and then we're just going to use it. We're not going to QA it. We're not going to debug it. We're not going to do any of that. And that's the issue, is that they're using a tool that can speed up a workflow, but they're using it to skip steps,
As
and they
the
shouldn't be skipping
replacement.
steps.
I actually came across a thing earlier today. You know how they've been cutting funding to education and that?
In Canada or in the US?
I think it's just been across the board. But, like, this was, like, a US because it was a certain someone's wife, I think, that was in the conference. They've announced an AI teacher robot named Plato.
Oh, I'd have to look up. Yeah, well, honestly, my commentary on that would probably not be what you would expect. I have come to strongly dislike public schools for reasons I won't get into on stream. So my commentary wouldn't be immediately, oh, I hate that. It's
Something
anything
tells me
that
it's
challenges
similar
public
to
schools.
myself, in the sense of they are all very much by the book, and you have to learn a certain way, which is book learning.
That's part of it, but there's a lot more to it, which is why I just won't get into it on stream.
But see, here's the thing. In all of your time in school, the teacher understanding where you're struggling, how to help you in that one-on-one time, they're apparently putting a robot to do that.
Well,
An AI
and what's
robot.
sad is that I can actually see scenarios in which that could work out. Now, the problem is, from an overall perspective, AI teaching humans is just not a good idea.
Yet they've done
it just
studies
isn't.
since even COVID on that, with all the screen time of that, on how even just after yourself, with the more that technology has been becoming a part of people's lives and children's lives, they're having harder and harder times developing the white matter and the brain and they're removing the teachers.
I've talked to my dad about that a lot, yeah.
Like, they're literally adding to the problem that they're preaching
yeah,
is a problem.
I won't get started on the whole teachers union thing that's going on here in the US, but human teachers are getting consistently every year, they're getting worse, and AI is not going to make that better.
No.
I would love for that to be the solution, but it's not going to be. It's just going to make the situation even worse than it already is.
Well, I
yeah.
can't speak for other places in the world when it comes to this kind of stuff, but at least here, their funding has gotten cut back so badly that the kids are going home on the first day with a list of things like Kleenex, bring in the Kleenex box, bring in, like, for the classroom to help for the year. The common necessity, like, the common stuff that should be in a... You've got a runny nose, you need a Kleenex. The teachers can't afford that anymore.
The school should be able to provide that, yeah.
But the funding's been cut so bad.
The issue that we have in the US, and it's not this is not an issue that other countries share. I'm sure there's other countries that have similar issues, but this is a unique to the U.S. issue, is that you can actually track the IQ levels of students coming out of public schools is directly correlated to the amount of funding, and it's not that the more funding means more IQ. The more funding they have put into the U.S. education system, the dumber children have gotten.
Yeah, because they've done studies on that.
And it's ridiculous that we're spending more for less, and it comes down to the teachers' unions and all of that, which is why I say I won't get into that because it's extremely political.
Because you want to know what I've come across? They've done studies. The more technology they put into the schools, for education purposes,
I'm talking about studies that go back before personal computers existed.
Yeah.
This is unique to the U.S. education system. When it was created, like the education department for the government, it created so many new issues that didn't exist before, and it is destroyed the education in the U.S. But it's very political to talk about it with any level of nuance. So that's why. Yeah.
Which is fair. No, what I've come across is they've found the more that they go towards computer learning and stuff like that, like teaching kids on computers and stuff like that, the less they're retaining.
Yeah. Well, and so the thing is, even when I was in public school, which was over a decade ago, there was over an hour of time that I spent in school just playing video games. It's and when I was a child in school, I didn't have an issue with that. I didn't think that there was anything up with that. But now looking back, it's why were they wasting an hour of time that I had to be legally was required to be at this place so that the government could teach me something? Why was I instead wasting that time playing a literal video game that taught me absolutely nothing? But yeah, so I totally agree with the whole computerized education is just not working out.
And so, I was kicked out of high school 2010, just to kind of date myself here. And I was on my victory lap when I was kicked out for basically lack of reading and writing skills. My individual education plan had me
I got the same thing here in the U.S.
Yeah, but it had me with I had to have a computer that had software on it for scanning in books and reading it to me, text to speech. We're talking early 2000s.
Yeah, and the thing is that's not going to help you.
Well, and that's
just going to...
I've had even my family, like my uncle, for instance, he has turned around and went, the greatest thing that happened to you was when you joined Facebook. Because he started seeing my spelling and that.
Oh, because you had to be able to read and do some of that. Like great leaps. Because I had to do it myself. I didn't have an EA over something
my
to do
shoulder.
It for you.
I didn't have...
Growing up, if I could go back in time, I would have disabled spell check on every single device that I ever owned. Because when I was younger, I had some learning disabilities, which now I'm realizing it wasn't so much a disability, I just struggled with writing in general.
I mean, end of the day,
but
education
having
system is
spell
meant for
check
one way.
Having spell check fix all of that for me when I came home and got on the computer was so hurtful. And because now I go out of my way to, if I misspell something and it shows like the little red line underneath, I go out of my way to look up the word and figure out why I misspelled it and then go type it in myself. Because if you don't type it back in yourself, your brain never learns. It's just a lot of like the utilitarian stuff, and it's like using calculators. It's the old calculator argument. It's like, yes, using a calculator makes everything faster, but you should still be able to do it on paper.
Yeah, teacher unions and nothing. Yeah, like. See, and strangely enough, Darkness, it's at least from what I've seen and stuff like that, just like following, like, starting to follow like gaming news and that, and even like talking with other people from the UK on other stuff about like workplaces and shit like that. In a lot of ways, it feels like the UK has a lot more kind of better interests with a lot of their shit.
Yeah, there's some back and forth. I mean, I would love to be able to say that the U.S. is best at everything, but I know that's not true.
Well,
I won't pretend otherwise.
I am not even saying that the UK has their like.
Oh yeah,
their shit don't stink. But they're definitely it seems like they're definitely better.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I mean, just from the fact that I've seen the education, the overall pure statistics from the U.S. education system, I can't argue that. Like, the UK has a better education system.
Yeah.
Ironically, I think there's issues with the UK system. But, yeah.
Spell check is not your friend, especially if you're Canadian, because spell check is a U.S. software.
Oh, so all of the localization issues with it? Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
It was basically very common in our schools for, like, English class and that. We were told to ignore the spell check because it would tell us we're spelling color wrong and shit like that.
Well, that's because you are spelling color wrong.
Any words that we spell different over here compared to you guys, we're wrong.
Yeah, well, it's the whole aluminum versus aluminium thing, yeah. Well, so even inside of the U.S., I wrote my A's differently growing up. Growing up in Washington, I was taught to write my A differently than in here in Ohio. Like, and that's even like within the same country. Now, granted, the United States is the size of multiple countries, so. So I also get that there's
as far as I'm concerned, that is a potato type thing.
Yeah, I've looked up a lot of those words just out of curiosity, and most of the time it just comes down to there was never a correct version of the word. It's just one group started doing it this way, and another group started doing it that way.
Right.
Now there is one word. There is one word that I have to put my foot down on. And it's because there is an actual. No. You'll love this one. So, I get butthurt about it. I don't know why. I've gotten to the point that I like get butthurt about it when people say it wrong. So, aluminum is the proper pronunciation, and there is a reason why I say that.
Shock!
So
we are not going to go and try to die on this ship.
Let me at least explain myself before I trigger everyone in chat.
You already have. You said aluminum is the right way to say it. It doesn't matter.
It has been universally agreed that the scientist who names the element when they discover it on the periodic table, that becomes the proper pronunciation and spelling, how they did it. The scientist that discovered aluminum pronounced it and spelled it aluminum. So the UK at some point decided to add letters and change it to aluminium. It was never that way. They just decided to do it. And at some point it became so common that they teach people that is the proper pronunciation. It's just not. And I don't know why that word in particular gets me, but it's because it was like the periodic table is like this universal thing that like all scientists agree on, and it's like one country in particular was like, no, we're gonna be different.
What is made worse is I'm a Canadian streamer with probably easily to be said a primary UK following.
Oh yeah. I imagine that you're gonna get a lot of.
I honestly chalk it up to whatever side of the pond you're on. It's really one of those things that is it really going to change the price of the bread in Africa at the end of the day?
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly. Like,
yeah. But I will die on that hill, just for no reason other than the fact that I looked it up, and there's a logical reason why it was the way it was, and they just changed it for no other reason. But yeah. I do wish at some point that we could come to agree on a universal system of measurement. It's the metric system is better for some things, but it's worse for other things, and that's part of why it's not fully adopted. Because like NASA uses the metric system for most everything at this point. The military goes the U.S. military goes kind of half and half. And it really, there's no like enforced measurement here in the U.S.
Because it all comes down to who you're trading with.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
but we all like, and the thing is, most of our packages and products all have both. They all have both on everything. Because, like, we're used here in America, we're used to having literally like 7 different languages on the packaging for everything we look at. To the point that it is actually quite annoying. But, yeah. I see Darkness is. I've already got Darkness started on the aluminum thing. Yeah.
Well,
you're welcome.
I'm glad. I think it's less of the like getting Darkness going on like aluminium or aluminum, however you want to put it, and it's more of like the education from the other side.
Yeah, when I say something like that to a UK person, I fully understand that I am telling you that your way of doing something is wrong, and it sounds extremely hypocritical when you could easily say the exact same thing to me. Like I get that. Like it's not. It's just that thing in particular irks me because it's like there was a consistent spelling and like everyone used the same one, and then they changed it, and it was like.
Yes, but
it was consistent, and then it stopped being.
Here's kind of the funny thing of a lot of this, though. How much of that can also be chalked to the age of the internet?
Yeah, that is true.
Because think of how life kind of was for people before the age of the internet. You didn't have friends all around the world.
The US is not a monolith, and the UK is not a monolith. I get what you're saying, but you have to remind yourself that there is an entire world that surrounds you. The UK does not set the standard for everyone else. I know that is like the common belief, but it's not. Like we're taught the same thing here in America, that America sets the standard for everything else. It's just not true. You will upset a lot of people if you talk like that, because it's just kind of rude, honestly.
Not only that, but guys, that is one of those points of where that is a slippery slope. Let's not go close to that slope, please.
It's better just to not go down that.
Like,
I agree.
Like, but back with what I was saying there, but like the age of the internet. Even for like our parents, their friends and friends groups were usually, people they went to school with.
Within their own country. Within their own cities, within their own states.
Within their,
provinces.
Now with the age of the internet, your friend group can be all over the world, and you may never see their face.
Yeah.
which has opened a whole new world and a whole lot of different like points of view.
Which, and it is a good thing. Obviously, it's also created a lot of conflict, but it's really good that the species can interact and we can get so many points of view. And I hope that as the years go by, we will continue to kind of.
I think where the conflict kind of shows its face in that whole thing is like with what I said earlier of people that just they can't say that they're wrong.
Yeah.
It's the people that are too stuck to see another side.
Yeah. And I mean, and I even admit with myself that I'm very stubborn, and it does take a lot to convince me that I'm wrong. But there is a point where I'm like, okay, yeah, I am wrong.
Shock
like, you don't have to
also
beat me with a...
learned where
Yeah.
I go, Shock, and he's like, oh, nope.
Yeah. You don't have to beat me with a stick to
Anymore.
get me to just be like, yeah. Anymore. Because I mean, pretty much everyone has stuff that they will always be like, okay, I this is where I stand on this, and I'm not gonna bend. And I mean, I definitely have my things, and Rex knows that, and he's heard about issues that have come up because of that in his own Discord that don't need to get rehashed for the millionth time. But yeah. No, it was funny. I was talking to Queen the other day, and she was like, "You seem really friendly." I was like, "Really?" Because I guess part of it is that in person, people kind of consider me rude because I'm very blunt about how I say things. Just my nature. Like for me, if I say something like wishy-washy, I feel like I'm like being more rude. Like if I just say it to your face, like that feels less rude to me. I don't know exactly why. It's kind of like a respect thing, I guess. But but for other
I can
people,
get that.
if you're blunt to them, they find that rude. So
I
it's
was just
yeah.
like, too many people you fucking sugarcoat shit and they don't even understand what you're getting at.
Yeah.
And then they're
Well,
just
that's
like,
the
well,
other
why
thing.
didn't you tell me sooner?
That's
So-
the other thing is that I struggle when people super sugarcoat stuff. I struggle with my Asperger's. I struggle to understand what they're trying to tell me. It's like, so do you want me to do this or do you not? Like, is this the way that we're gonna do it or not? Do you really care about this or do you not? Like sometimes I need people to just give me yes or no answers to stuff and not like just spare my feelings. Also, did the game crash?
No.
Okay.
Did you crash?
It's frozen for me. It's 100% frozen for me. So possibly. Yeah, that was a full-on hard crash. Okay. Sure, we'll submit that crash report. No, we're not going to verify, but we are going to submit the crash report. There's been enough updates consistently that I'm not worried about verifying, because it gets re-verified every time you update.
That's kind of concerning.
But
That looks like one of the, like, capital ships there on an asteroid.
Thank you for listening.
With
to
its shields
Probably-
To support
probably
our station,
avoid.
Check out our web store on the site. We
It's
also have
not
an eBay
far
store.
from where
Search
the
Seaberg Music
salvage
Library,
is.
Oh, I was the party leader. Oh, is that gonna... Am I not gonna be able to rejoin you because I was the party leader? Oh no, join friend. There we go. Okay.
Let's just say
Oh!
you should be able to.
It wasn't giving me the option.
The question
Not
is,
me.
where are you
Oh.
gonna be? Because I was traveling through like quantum in that.
Yeah. We will find out. Yeah, I'm kind of hard waffling at this point. You let me talk for too long, and now I'm just coming up with things to say.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm back!
Now we need to be closer. Like,
How are we doing on our SCU capacity?
oh, we're only like half full. This is one of the things that does kind of annoy me, and I've noticed as a bit of a bug. With these missions in particular, you'll accept it and it'll say one ship, but you'll get there and it's a different.
Be a different one. Yeah. I was wondering why you're starting to take caterpillars when you were taking hammerheads before.
Yeah, they've said they're like starfarers and hammerheads and.
The game was like, you keep doing the same ship over and over again. We need you to scrape something else.
Here's the thing, Shock. I don't think I've accepted a single one that said it was a hammerhead.
Oh, really?
Yet we've done a couple hammerheads.
Right. That's funny. Hope they add some of the newer ships to this.
So, right now, basically, these are the ones that pay the 24K or whatever, and they're just always the big ships. Usually, the Caterpillar is the only one out of the ones that spawn under it that has the thin hull. So.
Wait, isn't Trash Panda the guy that we were playing with?
I think so. Why? Do you have the global chat up?
Well, it was up because I reloaded.
But
so
yes,
I hadn't closed it yet.
And
when I saw his
honestly,
name in my-
if I glance down at that Discord, there are people in it right now.
Yeah, well, I muted. I have so many freaking channels on that Discord. I muted the whole thing because it was like
Every day,
I
it's
just couldn't-
thinking about a Star Citizen update.
Yeah. I tried to just remove just those things, but there's so many different channels that had different stuff that I was just like, alright, silence. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very much a Star Citizen focused Discord. Which I'm not saying that in a bad thing in case any of them are playing.
Yeah, no, I don't have an issue with that.
It's just,
I've dialed in Discord so that I only get notified when it's something that actually pertains to me.
It's just one of those things where it's one of those servers that I don't know what it is about how some people set up their servers, but it gives a notification for every little message.
Yeah, that's what it that drives me crazy. I'm one of those people, I go through whenever I download a new app or something, the first thing I do is disable all of the notifications on it. Like, I don't, like, at the point that I don't even have, like, when someone sends me a text, I don't even get, like, a sound for that. Because there's, part of it is, like, an anxiety thing. When I know someone has sent me a message, there's immediately a part of my brain that is, like, starting to stress about it and be like, oh, great, what could that possibly be?
What did I do? Who's dead?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, part of it is that for my own mental health, it's like, okay, I have the notifications off. So like when I am ready to check and like in a, like not in the middle of something else that I need to focus on, I can open my phone. So I actually check my phone probably more often than most people do. But it's because I check it to see if I have any notifications, and if I don't, then I just turn it off.
Yeah, see, here's the funny thing. My phone is next to always on silent. Because it's a habit I got into
Streaming.
from work. Well, working in the kitchen and stuff like that.
Oh, right, nuts. Yeah.
And that. But here's the thing. I still have, like, notifications on for things like even, like, Snapchat and stuff like that. And I'll go and open it up. and realized that I missed messages for like the last 5 days,
Oh,
even with
Well, I don't-
notifications.
Discord's a good example for me. So I have Discord completely shut down to the point that, like, I don't get notifications for Discord outside of Discord.
Oh, here we go, Shock.
Um,
Here is a Hammerhead one. I accept
An
it.
actual Hammerhead.
No, it said it when I accepted it was a Hammerhead. Now look at it.
Miss Starfare. Yep.
Like that's exactly what I'm talking.
Lies and deceptions.
It's literally I just look at the payout.
Yeah, the payout is the best way to do it. That's fair. Because that's like a guaranteed thing. But yeah, so that's part of why
Darkness. I can
I
look
leave my DMs
over
and stuff open.
and most of the Discords that involve content creation or a streamers community or stuff like that, I literally have that red dot with multiple numbers. Like
Just everywhere, yeah.
Rens,
I hate that
for
so much.
instance, 146, Nevs 15, Dan's a 99. I have ones farther on down that are probably like in the 900s.
So the other thing is that if I send a message on Discord on the computer, it doesn't always update, and it will tell me on my phone that there is a new message, even though I am the one that sent it. So like even with stuff like that, like there's like this recursive nature of the app that it's like I can't have the notifications on. It would drive me insane.
See, the one that gets me is when people message me directly. The servers I couldn't really care less about.
Well, I never know when I should ping someone in a server and when I should just DM them. Or when to just say something and hope they see it. And that's where, yeah, so I kind of jump back and forth. Because I understand that not everyone has their phone set up like mine, so there's a lot of people that if I ping you, you get a notification on your phone like I sent you a text. So I respect that. Like I'm not gonna send you stuff because you might be seeing that while you're busy doing stuff in like outside of Discord.
Oh yeah, all those fucking notifications comes in. Like I touch my phone and it sits there for 5 minutes straight. Like, oh, you're moving, you're awake. Notifications.
And it's everything starts updating. Yep. Yeah, checking apps has become like a nervous habit for me. Like when I'm not in the middle of something, I have like these like 3 different things that I check for updates. And it's bad. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not great. But I'm trying to break that habit just because I don't want to be glued to my phone all the time. I want to be able to like sit on the porch and not be like, I need to check my notifications.
So, and I feel like Darkness is going to be one that really understands this, and I think you're a little too late in the vine for it, or you're just at the edge of it. But one of the greatest things I heard was about like the 90s kids. We were the last generation to go online and not always be online.
Yes. No, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah. I definitely did not grow up like that. Well, I mean, growing up,
Like
we
I
had
said,
like
you
we had like
were
the one
probably on the
computer.
edge of that. Like,
Yeah, like just on the cusp of that change. Yeah, that's something, if I ever have children of my own, which is unlikely, but if it does happen, that would be something that I would try to do for them is encourage them to not be online all the time. Like, find things that you enjoy that don't require electronics.
Here's the problem with that, though. I come from the side of being a parental unit at this point. For everything you try to do to get them to not be on the devices,
They'll do the opposite. Yeah.
No. Every assignment and every little bit of homework, even for the schools, they don't have textbooks anymore. They don't have print.
It's all online. I would. Well, so
online.
that's the other
With
thing is
YouTube links and the whole shebang.
I would be very likely to homeschool my children.
Like, to put
So
into
I would
preference
be in control of that
here,
somewhat, but yeah.
to put into preference, even back when, like, the youngest, and I kind of hate that I'm doing this because it does kind of give it a little bit of age range, which I really don't like, but back when she was in kindergarten, the school already gave her an email address.
Which is crazy. Children,
Kindergarten.
kindergartners should not have email. There should
They
be
needed a
no
school
way for
email
strangers to
address.
contact a child.
They needed an email address for the school stuff.
Yeah, that's wild to me. I'm sure it's the same way here in the U.S. too. I am online enough to know about all of the different ways that child predators do their thing, and just like the idea of having a kindergartner with a potentially private email address like that is just
It gets even wilder when I was talking to someone about the whole Roblox thing,
oh yeah.
and they were telling me about how their kids were going on Roblox as a school thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was part of the
They
school.
they literally have there have been, I shouldn't even say this, actually. No, I won't even bring that up. Yeah, it's bad. It's the amount of stuff that's gotten locked in. I thought it was a cool idea when Minecraft came out with their education version, but now that I'm older and see that stuff from a different perspective, it just makes me cringe.
Don't get me wrong. There is quite a few, there's a few games that, I don't think they really could help do the education side of it better to relate, because, you know Eco, right? The game Eco?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was reading chat.
Yeah. That was originally, funded by a school board, I think in the US, to help teach the kids in school about, environmental, ecosystems and all of that. That was the whole premise of how that game got started, as a learning tool in schools.
Oh, and I get using games as learning tools, especially because that's what kids do now, is they play games. But
look at Eco though too. It does do that. It makes you stop and think of that shit.
I like games when you're talking about it from that perspective. I keep slurring my words. Games like Kerbal Space Program would be good to have children do, because that teaches you actual real world science.
Yeah.
So I have a lot less issue with that. But what I will say is that I don't think that should be taking up time in the classroom.
Yes and no.
And
it depends
I know
on
that's
how
just my
they
own
do
personal
it.
opinion, but
and you brought up Kerbal there. The one that I think would do better than Kerbal and be able to wider span a curriculum, especially for something like say, science, stationeers. Or even oxygen
Stationeers,
not
probably
included.
yes. Stationeers, I would say yes, because not only do you have the coding aspect of it, because even though it's its own code,
You've
that's not
got
used
your
for anywhere else,
coding
but you're
side of
learning
things.
it.
You've got your
Um,
elements. You've got your ratios.
you got
of
all of your-
forging. You've got your
Yeah.
different gases, their combustion points. Like,
Yeah, there are, like, I'm not against the idea of supplementing educations with video games. It's just what I see happening is educators being like, okay, we're struggling to teach children this topic, so we're gonna turn it into a video game to teach them this topic. And it works
yes, and
sometimes,
that's
but it
another
doesn't
side of it
always
too.
work.
Darkness. Mind you, it could be as open as the classroom itself, but Stationeers is a very
Yeah.
much closed environment.
Yeah, and it's not like Minecraft where you have servers and stuff. That is also a very good point.
And yes, they will have extra guards on the emails.
The
but
thing
like,
with the emails, it's only as good as the school system that implements it.
well, not only that, if they're going through the hoops showing the kids how to set up the emails,
They're
Who's
teaching
saying
them how
that-
to do it outside of
who's saying they're not setting up an email outside of... Right? Like, it's...
Well, and kids are incredibly intelligent, and like,
Oh, God, yeah.
my dad has a coworker who has a 9-year-old that's literally writing like his own code bases. Like, not just writing code, he's writing his own code bases. And is like doing stuff that's almost more advanced than what his dad is doing for work. Like, that is crazy that children are learning that. But the problem is that at the same time, they're not learning some critical things that we used to just learn.
And see, in that case there, I'm also kind of curious to know, in the sense of, how is that working in the sense of, like, is he sitting there, like, oh, you're, like, supporting their kid going after, like, there's also that side of the support system, too.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of it comes down to the quality of the parenting. That's the eternal argument, is how much do you put on schools and how much do you put on parents, which, yeah, that's a whole kettle of fish.
Like, because yes, I will be one of the first to kind of bring up the argument on the whole, a lot of problems also too come down to the just how things are for a lot of people, at least over here, of, okay, you started your family young, the times were good then, now you're working 3 different jobs to scrape by, barely have time to make a decent meal. So, with what time you have at home, you're rushing around to clean up, make meals. All you've got time for is, here's your tablet. I need to get other shit done.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I've seen this with my own family members and them raising their children. There have been studies done that have shown that when you take tablets and phones away from children, they have a rage reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Not just like an I'm upset about something, it's like they actually go into like a primal I'm going to kill you rage. And that is extremely concerning to me, that we are addicting our children to something to the extent that they literally are like violently angry about it. Because you only ever see that in extreme addicts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, yeah.
But I've got a selling course to Area 18 because it's usually a very decent place that's safe to sell RMC, because we are at that time. We literally spent 3 hours just straight scraping.
Scraping, chatting, yep. If you want to know the best place to sell it, I can tell you right now. It is Terra Mills Hydro Farm. And we do get significantly more there than we would if we went to Area 18. So I'll leave that up to you.
I love that I have that just on a button. Yeah, because of how annoying I find the reclaimer to unload and that, I don't bother with. I would rather successfully unload everything than get a couple thousand more per crate.
Well, it's not the unloading that should be any different. I guess I'm just confused what you mean by that.
I would rather be in a hangar locked down and guarantee I can get everything out and sold.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Than land like there for a couple instead of getting 55,000.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. No, I understand that. Now I understand. I'm on the same page. Yeah. Crusader is the best for that. Area 18 is only about 1,000 less. So I don't care.
Isn't Crusader though Cloud City?
Yes, it is.
Cloud City. Fuck that shit.
Oh, do you hate Cloud City? Yeah.
I can never find the landing area. It tends to be chunky.
We can go to Grimhex. Grimhex is the third best.
Yeah, why don't we just go to Pyro?
Let's take our highly valuable cargo to the one place full of pirates in Stanton that is not safe to take cargo.
Yeah, like like Jesus Christ, Shock. But it's gonna be funky on this for me. Okay, you know what? Shock, you drive to take us down to Area 18. I got an outro with that to do.
Fair enough. Alright, going to Crusader.
Oh my
god. I won't.
As much as we... Here's the funny thing. We really did not use much quantum.
We could. If you were fine with it, I'm happy, but I know why you're not wanting to. It's laggy as hell.
Well, and I have a hell of a time navigating to even find the TDD and fucking... No.
Yeah.
But, anyways.
It's fair.
Appreciate you joining in there, Shock. It was definitely a nice chill one for a change.
Of course. Even though you let me talk for way too long.
Yes, but at the same time, a lot of the streams, especially when we're doing like the bigger stuff, has been very quiet. You know, it was a very nice shoot the shit type of stream. So, but anyways, I'm gonna go do the outro thing. Alright guys, like I said, we are going to wrap it up here. Yeah, I just seen that one, Dark. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. Because I feel like the email was like for Gmail. But anyways, like I said, we are going to wrap it up here. We will be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. EST for who knows what. Till then, guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, push all the buttons, hell, join the Discord. If you haven't yet, we do stream on both Twitch and YouTube, so consider showing us some love on the other side. But we will see you next time. Bye bye.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
From transforming worlds to exploring the stars, ArcCorp is proud to bring the universe closer together. ArcCorp, investing in tomorrow's future. Please be aware that while in the Stanton system and on